Judge Munchkin in the Manhattan case against Donald J. Trump over hush money to Stormy Weather Daniels has literally backed himself into a corner. He hit Trump earlier this week, of course, with a fine for violating the gag order. Then, of course, Trump does what he does every time he meets with the press in the morning before court and after and throughout the day is he doesn't tweet. I don't know what you call what you're doing over on Truth Social, truthing. Trump does what he does, which is, in essence, do the thing that he says he's not doing. So the judge said, I'm going to fine you again, and if this happens again, I may just throw you in jail. Do it. Do it.
Let's get ready to rumble! You can't handle the truth.
Hi, I'm Pastor Marty. This is the Afternoon Drive. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Once you are, smack the bell, click the word all. That'll give you a notification of my rants, my ravings, my undeniably flawless reasonings. Please like and share this video. That's how we get the word out that we're here. Thank you. Welcome to the Afternoon Drive. Judge Munchkin really has backed himself into a corner. He is the parent who keeps bluffing this harsh consequence to his kid, and finally the kid calls his bluff. Do it. Do it. You know why many parents don't go as hard on their kids as they ought to, especially when it comes to things like grounding them, not allowing them to go anywhere, etc., etc., etc.? Because all of a sudden the parent figures out it's an encroachment on their freedom as well. Now some things that they would like to go out and do that evening, they can't because they got to stay home and be warden. They got to stay home and be chaperone. They got to stay home and make sure that Junior stays in the house, that Junior's activity is restricted, their activity is restricted. And so a lot of times parents, they make all these threats, and it doesn't take long for kids to figure out, I ain't going to really do anything. And this is what Donald Trump is doing. He is purposely, intentionally antagonizing this judge. It is very deliberate. And the judge is in this situation. If he simply hits Trump with another fine, that's problematic on two fronts. One, it's not an issue for Donald Trump. You know, these $10,000 fines, etc. I mean, come on. Trump probably spends that on golf tees. This is nothing to Donald Trump. This is not in any way impeding him or encroaching on his finances, etc. He's fine. The other issue, if you keep just fining him, the libloons are going to lose their mind, especially the ones on PMSNBC and CNN and the ones that are always running their mouth. We got him now. We got him now. The walls are closing in. I mean, Mika Brzezinski is about to, explode on television, and Morning Schmuck, her husband there, if Trump doesn't see the inside of a jail cell, Keith Olbermann and the rest of these loons, I mean, they will lose it with Judge Munchkin if he keeps threatening Trump with a jail cell and Trump never sees it. But here's where Munchkin's other problem is. We said, number one, he's kind of backed himself into a corner that if all he does is the fines, he's not affecting Trump and he's only making the liberals mad. If number two, he puts him in jail, now he's got a logistical problem. Remember, Trump is a former president of the United States who has a full secret service detail, and where he goes, they go. So, exactly what jail facility is prepared for a former president and the Secret Service? You could put him under house arrest in Mar-a-Lago, but that's out of your jurisdiction venue because Trump lives in Florida. You're going to put him in a federal penitentiary? I highly doubt that. You're going to put him, in the county lockup? By the time the Secret Service moves in to do everything that they need to do to make sure that the security is properly protected and safe for a president slash former president, you have to get rid of all the other inmates. So logistically, he really can't. So he's blustering something he really can't do. And then, well, you're going to put him in jail. Well, for how long? 24 hours? 6 months? Just going to throw him in jail and throw the key away like he's a J6 protester wearing a Viking helmet? See, there's this Judge Munchkin has really, really backed himself into a corner. And here's the thing. If they were to throw him in jail for longer than 24 hours, Trump can immediately appeal this. This will go to the New York Appellate Court, possibly to the New York State Supreme Court, and as liberal and as left as New York is. And I'm originally from New York, and I can tell you every time I picked up a friend at the airport, I would always say, "Welcome to the People's Republic of New York." Watch what you say. There's got to be at least one judge in that appellate system, or even one judge on the New York State Supreme Court that would say, wait a minute, time out. We do have a violation of the Constitution going on here, not just in what Trump is claiming, but in what this judge is imposing. And it could potentially, at the appellate division, even the New York State Supreme Court decision at that point, they could technically end this sham of a trial and throw it out completely. So the judge has backed himself into a corner. And Donald Trump saying, go ahead, do it, do it. The Constitution is far more important than my freedom. Now, we know, first of all, if he were to go to jail, it wouldn't be a jail like you or I would go to. He'll be well taken care of. For him, it'll just be like a low budget hotel. But he'll be well looked after. He'll have the things that he wants and needs, etc. Probably even be allowed to do True Social from his jail cell. I don't know, but he'll turn it into a campaign moment, and this will all but solidify record landslide election results for Donald Trump. And trust me, the real powers that be understand that. And I'm sure at this point they would rather this judge stop talking about throwing him in jail, because I am telling you, you see Donald Trump in an orange suit being let out of the courthouse in handcuffs, you have automatically made him a rock star, period. It's over. Trump will take New York. Trump will take the entire black vote. May even take the entire Hispanic vote. You will have, in that moment, created the anti-hero hero. So what you gonna do? And we're finding out that Jack Smith and his Mar-a-Lago raid and the whole documents thing, not only are we finding out that, yes, he did work in collusion with the Biden White House, but the FBI actually planted documents after they got there. Documents of stuff that Trump wasn't supposed to have, that he didn't have until they got there and put them on the floor and took a picture of it. Bum, ba-dum, bum. How did the FBI, how did this whole thing get started with them going after Trump about these documents? Because the Records Department initially had no issue with how they just, Trump, keep him locked up, make sure there's security over him, and we'll kind of let you know, and we'll be in conversations as to which documents we would really like to have back at the National Archives. And then all of a sudden he's raided because Joe Biden has all kinds of records he was not supposed to have, and he just kind of assumed, well, if I got them, Trump's got some. Let's raid his house. But just to make sure, you better take some evidence with you. Bum, ba-dum, bum. And the American people, the American voter, they have figured all this out now. And what the Democrats, if they were smart, and they're not, if they were smart, they would pull the plug on every single one of these court cases against Donald Trump and just say, okay, we got to go into this election up against Trump. which means at that point, Joe Obama Biden gets replaced, because ain't no way old Joe Blow from Idaho has the mental acuity to be able to go 15 rounds with Donald Trump. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. They will swap Biden out at that point. But this whole court thing, it is blowing up in their face. It is the Hmon Curse. And we've talked about this on here before. This is the Hmon Curse. The very gallows he erected to destroy the Jews, he ended up swinging from. God has a way of flipping things around like that. And these very things that they think are going to take out Trump, in the end, will be their own undoing. You've got every poll now has Biden not just below water, he is drowning. And if you put Donald Trump in a jail cell in an orange suit, I am telling you, he's going to have rock star status. The Democrats will never be able to beat him. And a whole lot of people are going to make a lot of money on that Trump t-shirt. You have elevated him to folklore, rock star, godlike status. To the counterculture, especially to the independents, to the disengaged, the disenfranchised. I mean, you will have solidified it among his base. That's it. Game, set, match. Done, baby. Stick a fork in Biden. He's done, sweet pea. So I would say it's a good day for Donald Trump. Now, of course, the liberal, lying legacy corporate mainstream media, they're salivating over this. You know, Lawrence O'Donnell over at PMSNBC is having premature ejaculation. The thought of Trump being in a jail cell. That whack job woman that claims that Trump raped her in a dressing room, you know, she now is catching an idea that once he's in jail, he'll want me and I'll be able to make a conjugal visit to the jail. I mean, these are the kind of warped, libloon, psychotic nitwits are after Donald Trump. Some people keep wondering, how does Donald Trump keep going into these situations and coming out smelling like a rose? Would you look at the abject stupidity of the people who are trying to take him down? Lawrence O'Donnell got all excited like a schoolgirl. Donald Trump looked at me in court. Donald Trump doesn't even know you exist. He looked at you in court. He looked at you like, who are you and why are you here? Ooh, you're creeping and stalking me. Ooh, get away from me. You got 3 people that watch your show on PMSNBC, but, you know, Donald Trump he saw that I was in court and it made him nervous. Oh, please. Please. So the Democrats will try to spin this as, we got him now. But in reality, you ain't got him now. The judge has actually created an absolute nightmare scenario for himself. And he knows it. And at some point, he keeps pushing this. The appellate court or the New York State Supreme Court is going to take it, and they're going to force him to recuse himself because of his ties to the Democratic Party and all of the money that his daughter is making off the controlled leaks out of that courtroom. Especially if she's cutting him in on any of it. You know, is he the big guy to her? Getting interesting, boys and girls. Getting interesting. Don't touch that dial.